business. All right, so after like 2 weeks of trying to get this redone and not have terrible footage, here we are, Shelley Bay, first episode of Behind the Bay. Nathaniel Churchwell, I talked about him in the intro, I think. Yeah. I talked him up in the intro. Yeah. So let's get this whole thing started. Huh?
Like circa 2012, we were both working in Pascagoula, and I think we came up with the idea.
I think it was like 2 or 3 months into us working at the Japanese restaurant Yamato. We kind of started to get to know each other. I knew you played in a band. I always wanted to play in a band. Like randomly one day we decided to like round up a bunch of people, and we like jammed a couple times. It's been a fun ride, and it's weird that it's come to like fruition after all this time. But honestly, I was thinking about it today. If we had attempted to get it off the ground then, I don't think it would have happened. I mean, obviously it didn't happen.
It did.
So, like, I knew I wouldn't have been ready for it. You might have been, but I would have been like, yeah, we could totally do this. And then it just, that.
And sadly, we lost a dear friend that we were jamming with at the point in time.
My friend Justin, he drummed for us there for a little while in our little jam sessions. We actually went over to his house and did all that over there.
He was like super cool at like playing drums and like trying to manage like 4 or 5 kids at one time.
Dude was a friggin' superhero. So
he was a great dad, great human being.
Obviously, like I said before, Nathaniel's been in bands for much longer than I've known him. Want to give us like some background?
I think it really started like 6th grade. My grandpa bought me my first drum kit. I mean, that's what a lot of people say. It'd be like, there was music in the house and there was already instruments. No, there was not music in my house, and
it was just drums.
There was no instruments until my grandfather bought me my first drum kit in 6th grade, and I knew it was love that
is what I was meant to
first snare hit, my little first snare pop. It was yeah. I was ready to take on the world at that point in time, and when I say I was ready to take on, I didn't realize just how hard it would be to be a drummer until like I started taking steps, and like a year later I wanted to take on like all the Slipknot songs from Iowa.
like zero to not even 60, like 120, 0 to 120.
Exactly. I was man, I want to be like Joe Jordison. I think when I got my second kit, which was the same kit, good old First Act from Walmart, some shitty ass cymbals. We talking about like some of those pancake cymbals, like some of those just really crappy cymbals that you'd see them using in like music videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Where they're like, people's like, oh, are they really using cymbals to play that? And I'm like, well, I mean, they use what they call pancakes, which was just crappy cymbals. When you hit them, they don't even make a noise. They don't even ring. And then like from there, man, I mean, it was kind of history. Like, when I got in my first year of high school, I got on drumline, loved it, and started my first band I think it was like about my sophomore year of high school. Started my first band, the October Incident. Shout out to my best friends, Buck and Andy. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of covers. We did a lot of shows. Oh my God, we did a lot of shows. I mean, we was in this small little town too, Greene County, Mississippi. A lot of people don't know where that's at. It's right above George County.
I've driven there before. It's back there.
And then the rest is just history. I've also played for some pretty well-known local bands in the local music scene. I've played and helped start up Reign of Abaddon with my good friends Corey, Nathaniel Wheeler, and John Quave. Without the guy, dude, we had so much fun. We played so many good shows and everything. It was awesome. And then I also played in another band called Ariel B with a good friend of mine, Zach Bell, and Evan Thornton, which I know those guys are doing big things now. Pretty stoked to see what they've got in store. I actually went and helped with the recording sessions in Georgia. And that was fun. We recorded with Lee Jennings from the Funeral Portrait, which the Funeral Portrait is actually coming down to Biloxi soon. So I'm stoked to see Lee do his thing live and in person. And yeah, that's pretty much the history. So yeah, I've had my fair share of local events and stuff and had fun. I think one of the best shows I ever played though was Fresh for Pets. That was fun. We made the front cover of the Ocean Springs Time. I still got my little cutout and everything. I was pretty proud of that one. That was a proud moment.
He talks about it all the time.
Yeah, we got a couple things in the works. A couple. I've been contacted by a few promoters and stuff. Knowing that I've got a new band going, and they're like, okay, well, when you guys are ready, let's set up some shows, and we're gonna do just that. And I'm stoked.
In stark contrast, we're about the same age, but around high school, me and a couple of my friends got this idea that we were gonna make music, and I actually ended up buying a bass first act. But my friend Brad, he actually got a guitar, and that's the guitar that I have now. So that bad boy's like over a decade old now. I actually lost my bass in Katrina because we didn't think that anything was going to flood, so we left it at the house. I kind of dabbled in stuff here and there. I actually picked up a lot of my I guess the bands and stuff that inspired me, the kind of music that I want to make around that time, because those were obviously the first bands that I tried to mimic. And you got 9 Inch Nails, Stabbing Westward, Linkin Park. Outside of that, the majority of what I've done has been like singing, because I really like to make noise with my mouth. That sounds weird. But no,
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Whether or not their opinion of me is that I can actually sing or not, I don't really care. As many karaoke bars will tell you by this point. But I mean, whoever it is, they hype me up pretty good, so I feel pretty good about it. I'm doing the guitar part and vocals, and he's gonna be doing like the vocals as well, along with the drums. So it's gonna be a fun time.
It's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. So,
work for 2 guys, but hey.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. Like it's one of those things where it kind of forces you, like, I'm already marginally outside of my comfort zone, like forcing myself to learn like more complex stuff as far as guitar goes. But between that, having to actually be good at that and sing and actually, work with somebody else in making music, that I realistically, I think that's the part about all of this that excites me the most, because it's literally forcing me to learn and develop something completely new, and that's a big thing for me. Anybody who watches the channel obviously knows that.
Of course, there's gonna be people that's gonna hear our music and they're gonna be like, well, I hear this and I hear that, but like the main influences that we've got, of course, from where the name even like originated from, one of the very first Breaking Benjamin songs I ever heard was entitled ironically Shelley P, and I enjoyed it. So that's mainly where the name came from, was just love for Breaking Benjamin, and just that being like one of the better, like heavier songs that they had at the time. And of course, we got a lot of more influences. I'm highly influenced by a lot of 90s rock, even up to the new wave stuff like Nothing More, Papa Roach, Bad Wolves, Breaking Benjamin, of course, older Shinedown.
Distinction. We had a discussion about this.
We did indeed. Now I like a lot of heavier music too. I listen to a lot of metalcore and deathcore stuff. I like some Lorna Shore and some Spite, which I have played a show with Spite. They were awesome, really cool guys. We had a conversation
a couple weeks ago at this point about he's very angry and aggressive with his stuff, but like I'm like really emotive and like emotional, so like it's gonna be interesting, just like the juxtaposition between the two. But I think it's gonna work good though, because like especially over the last like couple of weeks when I've been writing some more lyrics out and whatnot, it's still very, very like, emo, but at the same time that like it starts to bridge that gap into just being like pissed. So like I have high hopes, and I just know that it's gonna work well. It's gonna be a fun time.
I drop a lot of fucks.
Yeah. F-bomb is where he lives. I do like to swear, as anybody who knows me.
Gotta get my point across.
You didn't hear that, Mom.
My mom's awesome.
Yeah.
I love my mom. If you're watching, hey mom. No man, like I got a lot of motives that keeps me going too. You know, I've got my girlfriend, soon to be future wife here in the next couple of years or so. She really helps me, man. She really pushes me.
Support system.
Can't see it, but that's my future wife there. Hey Nikki, you want to say something? Cut it and paste it.
My nail came off.
Cruelty free. It's just so funny to me. Get that mammal meat out of here. I'm sorry, but when you're like all about the cruelty free thing, it's just fucking.
Dude, it was the next natural
so
step, though.
funny.
Like, come on.
It was so funny. Maybe one day sponsored Bang Energy. It's delicious.
Come get a bang. That's going in there.
I was trying to explain to somebody about this the other day. They was like, what does it taste like? It tastes like freedom and the American dream. A Star Blast. Just Star Blast in general.
Specifically, none of the other flavors.
Oh, we're filming. God, you're so noisy. You're so noisy.
Oh my god.
You're noisy.
I love how y'all are quiet when I walk out. Like, damn.
Well, yeah, we're hopefully gonna release our first single sometime in July. We're gonna hopefully plan on playing a show or two towards the end of July, maybe August.
We already have like a producer in talks about this, right?
Yeah. The opportunity was already presented, and we didn't even know about it.
Just snatch them up as we go.
Why you can?
Yeah.
People are good about changing their minds.
I think that's the majority of it right there. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that covers just about everything. This is literally pretty much a repeat of the first attempt at this, except with better footage this time around. Because Dark Lord Vader managed to keep the phone like in focus the whole time this time. Good job. You have high ground. Like cue Star Wars references.
Because like last time,
it's like every 5 seconds, like just
it was just cut in and out, and I think the dryer was going, so all you heard was
tap
tapping and clicking in the background. So yeah, we.
At least it was rhythmic.
Yeah, it was. I got inspired. I was gonna write a new song to that.
Yeah, I mean, it was there. It was there.
When in doubt, turn the dryer on.
Yeah.
Put some clothes in there. Maybe put some loose change in there. It'll inspire you. Yeah. Only in Mississippi.
For real though. Like and subscribe and hit the little bell button on the side. So post up anything new, you get a notification. Releases are on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you want to help me out at Life of Lux or support us at Shelley P, Patreon is linked down in the description.
Go like our Facebook.
Also that, I'll link the Facebook pages for everything down in the bottom as well.
All right. Sounds good to me.